As always, Felipe, thank you for sitting down with us and chatting. Of course, a lot to talk about and everything. Maybe we could just start with the first match. How was training camp? How was the preparation? How did you feel going into the first Who's Number One match with Gordon there?
Man, I was very confident, very trained, very happy to be there. And was everything going well, until the day of the tournament when I received the notice about Leandro, So I was very affected about the notice, and happens all the drama like everyone knows about I was not going to fight, and then everyone asked me to fight and everything. So I decided to fight, and it was my choice, But I asked Gordon about do like a time limit, in the last minute. But he said no, you need to fight, or you fight the normal rule, or you don't. And I decided to fight, and was it, I was feeling good, feeling ready, but with the notice that was not like stabilizado, like mental stable, yeah. And when it started right before the match, I tell to my training partners, oh, should I fight, should I not, I'm doing the right thing or not, blah, blah, blah. And then I just feel like didn't want to be there anymore, like was not the most important thing anymore. So I was like fighting with me inside my head like the whole match, like I was fighting, but I was like, man, I don't want to be here, I want to leave, blah, 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 blah. And then I was fighting good, I think in the maybe first 30 minutes. And after that, I got like mental burnout about the fight. And there is one point I just said, whatever, I don't want to be here. And then I just left.
First, how confident were you in your training leading up to the fight? Did everything go well for you? How confident were you going into that match?
Man, I was very confident. Like the training was great. Like I said on the interviews, training was great. Like no injuries, and happy to be there. Like mental was great. Everything was great, Like the body, the mental, the spirit, everything was great. I had a good interview one day before, had a good night of sleep. So everything was great until the notice.
And who are you training with in the lead up to that fight?
Training pretty much with my students, like in Belo Horizonte at my gym. I remember I trained a little bit with Isaac as well, like I'm not sure if Isaac was before or after that match. But I always bring some people to my city as well, like Gutenberg was there a couple months ago, like Isaac was there, and train with my students, like I have pretty tough students like Popo, Brown, a few black as well, and for this fight I trained pretty much in my hometown.
Can you walk me through like the press conference or in that day before the fight? Like how were you feeling? What do you remember about the press conference? How did that all go down?
Yeah, I was feeling calm, feeling happy, feeling comfortable, Like the press conference, I think I felt great as well, I feel Gordon was a little bit intimidated as well. He was a little bit nervous, And I was feeling fine, I think I had fun on the press conference, I was confident, and before, during, after. So I was pretty confident and calm, like conscient about everything, happy to be there.
And you mentioned Gordon being maybe a little nervous. Why did you think that, or what did you see in Gordon during that press conference?
Man, I don't know. I think Gordon is the type of guy that he do a lot of mental, Like he talk a lot on the internet. He like commenting everyone post. Like for example, when he fights me, he always comment on my pictures. He send me inbox, these type of things, and people get really messed up with that, And not me. Like I actually like when he do that, that just bring more attention. So I stay like pretty calm, and that just gives me more gas for the fight, to be honest. Same as the previous match, you know. Like, this is not new for me. Like, our first match, long time ago, was the same thing, you know. He start talk, I'm gonna sub him, I'm gonna do this. And this gives me a lot of gas for the fight, you know. It takes really personal. The second match before DCC, same thing, you know, and this one, same thing. So it's nothing new for me, you know. That doesn't bother me at all. That doesn't mess up with my head at all. You know, I trust my training. I trust my work, you know, all my hard work, all my training partners, my teachers, you know. So I always do on the training camp everything I can to be mental prepared, you know, mental confident to be there, you know. So I think on the press conference, he saw I was pretty confident, I was pretty calm, you know, I was pretty comfortable there, and I think that start to mess up with him a little bit, you know, because when you talk a lot, you put a lot of pressure on you as well, you know. Like, if you talk a lot and you win, it's great, but if you talk a lot and you lose, like, people gonna shit on you, you know. So that's what I feel.
Mm-hmm. And so do you think that, like, your confidence or the way that you don't kind of play into Gordon's trash talk, do you think that is what is kind of like shaking Gordon a little bit?
Man, I don't think shake him, but I just think he's very used to do that on the internet, you know. And on the press conference, I was right there, you know. And it's a completely different thing to do on the internet and do in person. So I think when he started like talking on the press conference, and when he saw in person, like, I was not backing up and I was ready to fight, ready to, you know, to go there. I was comfortable, and I even called him to do a like MMA fight, and he's like, oh, so let's do basketball as well, things like that, you know. I think he was a little uncomfortable on the trash talk personally.